to win it as well. We said at half-time at 1-0, Fulham are not out of it yet. I feel like you preempted that a little bit.
No, I thought they'd go for it a little bit more, and then I expected it to be a bit more end-to-end, which it was, and the goalkeepers as well were heavily involved. But lots of credit to Fulham. 2 substitutes made a huge impact and got the result. But brilliant result for Fulham, brilliant.
Were they well worth that victory? Were they better in the second half?
Yeah, for me, they were the better team in the second half. They seemed to get hold of Cole Palmer, and after that, they overrun it. They were breaking when they had the chances. They kept the ball when they needed to. So for me, overall, the game management from Fulham was perfect.
So it was 1-0 at half-time. Cole Palmer had given Chelsea the lead. Let's look at second half. Late drama to come. Fulham, the better side. They improved. Harry Wilson, as he has done so many times this season, off the bench and onto the score sheet.
I think, as I was saying there, Iwobi was brilliant. You started to see more of this taking people on. It was a question marks over the foul there on, I think, Neto, but there he is, Wilson, back post. But again, this guy, Robinson, as well, heavily involved. He's got the most overlaps in the Premier League, just getting on the ball now, and there's the run there from Wilson. Stays alive, second phase, and it's headed across, and he's just there to finish it. And you're thinking, OK, 1-1, is there going to be a winner? But it's a great little header there.
Right place, right time. I think he saw the ball coming over and he wasn't picked up. He took full advantage of that. And from that moment, they kind of grew and grew within that game.
Yeah, for Harry Wilson, it's his 4th Premier League goal of the season, all in London derbies, all off the bench. So clearly it is a habit of his. Did you see them go on and win it? Did you only see one winner from that point onwards?
You know what, I didn't, like I said there, I didn't know who was going to get the winner. I didn't know. Like I said, the game really opened up and it got really lively towards the end. But credit to Fulham, and again, a second super sub coming on and making a huge difference as well. And you know, as well, they're up against it. I mean, long ball, not in control, and then, like I said, open stretch to play, and credit to Fulham, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, a lot of credit to them. And this first touch from Muniz is unbelievable to keep that ball where he needs it and then get that strike. But I think Tosin here, he has to run out. He has to step out. Once that keeper kicks it, Kaz, he can't just amble through.
But I think as well, though, Sean, a decision from the goalkeeper to kick that side and then make him so isolated as well. The game management from Chelsea there, which is why they're young and question marks over why they probably won't or may not go on and be real title contenders, is things like that. But your finish here, Sean. Yeah,
the finish was unbelievable. It's a hard touch to execute with the outside of your boot while the ball's coming across like at pace, and he does it perfectly. It just drops in his stride and he strikes it with that left foot.
Yeah, crazy celebration for Marco Silva at the end. They're level with Manchester City now, are Fulham, and up to 8th in the Premier League with 28 points. What does this mean for Chelsea? Because it's not often that we've seen them lose of late. I think it's their first defeat in 10 in the Premier League.
You can't ignore that, but they are still a very young team, and I mentioned there that game management at the end of the game. Just take a draw, you know, game manage, kick it actually the same side that you're going for. Don't try and go for the win in the last minute of the game. And, you know, it's a question marks over why we've said about Arsenal, can they go and do it? We've said it's their experience that let them down, and I think it'll be the same for Chelsea. Good squad, going places, but too young and probably too early this season. Yeah,
I think a lot of people have talked about Chelsea's defence, and I think in the second goal that they conceded, what turned out to be the winner for Fulham, that was your concern as well.
Yeah, I think even from pre-season, they've got better at it. They were giving up chances to people and playing risky passes straight across that box, and it, like I said, because they're young, it sometimes will go up and down. But I think in terms of them losing today, I don't think it will affect them that much. I think with the new manager, it's done now. There's another game coming up in a few days. They need to focus and get their mind ready for that.
It was 1-0 when we left the studio, then it was 1-0. Then by the time we got down here, 2-1. Stunning.
Brilliant. Brilliant. What a game of football. First half, Chelsea in control.
Look at this.
And then there's the man here.
Hello, Harry. Good to see you, Harry Wilson. Sorry, I've got really cold hands compared to yours. Sorry about that. I'm sure right now you can't feel anything. Just tell me what it's been like, firstly, being in that dressing room just now, because we could see how pumped you all were at full time.
Yeah, it was crazy in there. See, to come here, being a local rival. Gaffer mentioned before the game that I don't think Fulham have won here since the 1960s, so that was something we set ourselves to come here and try and get a result today. Played a little bit differently in our setup with the back five, but I think it worked perfectly. It wasn't like we come here and part of the bus. We come here and we thought we really tried to play, and to get them 2 goals late on them was amazing.
And of course, if someone's going to score a goal off the bench, it kind of feels at the moment like it has to be you, doesn't it?
I'm trying to shake that tag. I'm trying to shake that tag at the minute because I don't want to be a super sub, but I'm just whatever my job is, whether it's in from the start or off the bench, I always try and help the team, and said the last few weeks it's been getting goals off the bench.
Do you want to see it? Because you probably haven't seen it back yet, have you? I'll tell you what, take a look at our monitor now. We can show you this goal back. Talk us through it from your point of view.
Yeah, I think we was building up on the left, and when I came on, I was in that inside right position, so got a bit of a good understanding with Jedi, so I thought the initial one he was going to play me with a cutback, and then it kind of ricocheted to Alex, and then I made my movement across the front post, and then when I seen it going to Timo, I just tried to stay on side, but I think the way I was looking, I thought I was off. I was looking across the line.
Somebody off the pitch.
Yeah, and I didn't realise there was somebody deep here, so I celebrated, but I had in my head that I might have been off. But then when I realised there was somebody off the pitch here.
How does it feel to score with your head?
Yeah, I've not scored many.
No, exactly.
I've not scored many, no. I think that's my fourth in my career, so I'm starting to notch them up a bit, but I think two of them have been for Wales, but it's actually pretty lucky, because watching it back, I didn't realise it hit the post.
You've nearly stuck it wide.
Yeah, I didn't realise.
No need to focus on the negative. You didn't stick it wide, did you?
Watching that back there, I didn't realise it hit the post. I thought I found the bottom corner, so
How frustrated is it not to be able to start? Every time you're coming in, you're making the difference, you're doing well, but you're not getting on a regular basis the nod to start.
Yeah, I think the start of the season, I didn't start in the team, and the players who were playing were really, really well. I think Adama was a threat. Alex has been arguably one of our best players this year. So I feel like I'm honest, and I feel like the start of the season, the lads who were playing were doing well, and then we had a little bit of a dip in form where we weren't picking up results, and that was when I was asking the question about me starting, and Gaffer was just saying you've got to be patient, we've got good players, and then Reece came in and done really well. So then it's just about biding my time, but I think of the last five games, I think I've had three starts, one away at Anfield, Brighton at home, and then Southampton. So I feel like I'm starting to get back in the team now. But yeah, like I said, whether I'm in from the start or off the bench, I just try and help the team.
H, what's the mentality now of Fulham? Like, you're taking points off Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool. Go into these big games. Is there a real factor now that you're going to go in, especially today, like majority of the game, you're at 1-0 deficit, you're still involved in the game, but even when you go 1-1, it's about then looking for the winner.
Yeah, for sure, and we've shown, like you said, against the bigger teams away from home as well, that we can take points off anyone, and then I feel like we're looking at games that we've played at home, Wolves, West Ham, even Everton away, where we've been in the lead or we've dropped points. We're thinking to ourselves, if we could have got 3 points in them games, we're looking at the table now, we're in a good position, but we're looking at it and think we could be a lot higher than what we are, but we have to take confidence from that if we can tweak a few things and get the results in the games where we feel we should, and keep doing well against the big teams. I think we just got to keep looking at that table.
You're starting a little bit more.
Yeah, well,
that's what you want. We're pushing for you for the start. That's what we're doing.
As I say, Jimmy, you're starting a campaign. We're going to be joined by Marco Silva very shortly.
I won't ask her. He won't know.
I was going to say you won't have the guts, I don't think, to ask him why Harry's not starting. We'll wait and see, won't we? Harry, as a Fulham overall, what can you achieve this season? Because there's a lot of talk about potentially putting this club back in Europe.
Yeah, I think the squad we've got, the players that we signed, not just this summer but last summer, I think we've recruited well. I think the players we've lost, I think we thought at the end of last season where we lost Joao, he was going to be a big miss. But you look at the players who've come in, I feel like they've definitely improved us. And like I said, when we look at the table and the results that we're getting and the points we're dropping, I think we have to look up, and Europe at this moment in time, for me, definitely has to be an aim for us.
We spoke to your manager before the game, and it was really interesting actually. When he walked away, we said he's made it very clear, like you've just said, you don't come here to park the bus, even though you can look and say you're playing a back five potentially. He said, no, we're not doing that to counteract Chelsea, we're doing that to get the best out of us. What's he like in terms of, you've worked with some top managers in your career? I know maybe you're not his best friend because you don't love him quite as much because you're not starting, but what's he like as a tactician?
Yeah, he's the top. Like you said, I feel like a lot of teams, when they play five at the back, they do park the bus and they sit in and they wait for them counter attacks. And it would have been easy for us to do that when you've got a Dama on the pitch. But I feel like I said, we played a five. But you look at Jedi's position; he was one of the highest players on the pitch. Timo got the assist for my goal, so it shows how high our wing backs were. And yeah, I think that shows that if we do play five at the back, we try and make it free as much as we can and support the players in the attack. And yeah, like I said, with his tactical nous and the players he brings on, he brings TC
brings
on.
Good players on, doesn't
he brings goal threats on, and he brings players that can get the ball. But that shows the squad we've got, and we're missing a lot of players as well. We've been pretty lucky with injuries last season and the start of this, but I feel like right now our squad's a bit thin and missing key players, and to come here and get the win today shows what a good squad we've got.
Do you want to watch back the winner as well? Because you won't have seen that. I thought you might might like to see that as well, because this is, of course, after your goal. You thought you were going to get the headlines, but stolen at the end.
Still played his part in this goal as well. He picks it up on the halfway line. And
yeah, I think Timo done well. I feel like it was easy for him maybe to just put it forward that stage in the game, and then when I looked up and I seen it was Sasha, I feel like the shift that he put in today, for him to be in that position and to keep a cool head to pick out Rodrigo there is amazing from him. And then, yeah, like I said, when Rodri gets in them positions, he showed that he can finish.
Yeah, Jimmy, you'd have been proud of that finish, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely so. You know, he takes it really well, touch, the control, but don't give the goalkeeper any chance to settle, and takes it really quick.
It's a great goal.
Yeah, it's a really good finish.
First touch is brilliant.
Yeah.
The way he just
Yeah, that
kills
first
it
touch
and
was
knocks it.
fantastic. Yeah, I feel like when
Really
you're on the
good
pitch,
finish.
it looks so different watching both goals back. I thought he finished it one touch, I'll be honest. I didn't realise he touched it and then finished.
Actually, before, there was a ball that went over the top after you've scored, and you passed it the first touch, but it got intercepted.
Yeah.
And there is where you almost got your striker in. It was a really good one as well.
I feel like as that ball was coming, I didn't know whether to bring it down and maybe go myself. And I think it was Colwell who came across. So I thought if I can maybe find Rodrigo first time, and I think he just left a trailing leg. But like I said, even at that stage of the game, we were still trying to go and go again. And I know they had the chance at the end, but I feel like the last, was it 20, 30 minutes, I felt we were the team that was really pushing.
Does it feel like now with the squad, like yourself's come on today, Muniz has come on, made an impact, does it feel like there's a real competition for places? Like everyone's got to be driving, training, being at their best, because someone could easily just come in from the bench and step in and take the shoes.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's felt like that all season, especially when everyone was fit. There was a spell, I think, of five or six games, there was 3 or 4 people getting left out of the squads who wouldn't in most squads around the league. So I think that shows, like you said, the competition for places, training's high, it's top. Sometimes we have 4 or 5 day build-ups into games and it's competitive. I feel like you only really get to have a smell of the team maybe match day -1 or 2, but before that it's like 11v11 and everyone's competing against each other. So yeah, I feel like it's healthy, and like I said, we're driving each other forward.
And as for you, will this be the perfect Christmas present, I imagine? This is all as a footballer. Were you in yesterday, by the way?
Yeah, we were in yesterday. Yeah, we were in late morning to train and then back home for dinner, and spent a bit of time with the little man and the family. So that was nice to get them few hours. And we were in a hotel last night, so I'm looking forward to getting home now. And
I bet your family are so relieved you won, because it must be horrible being the family coming home if they know you've lost today. So you're going to go home and be a happy family man.
I am, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, Harry, we'll let you go
Thank
inside.
you. Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you so much for joining us. I'll take the microphone off you.
Well done.
Well done. And we'll see if Jimmy asks the manager about you starting next time out, because I get the feeling you won't.
I'll do it, don't worry.
He speaks so well, doesn't he? And he does want to shake off this super sub tag, but having a player like that with that mentality as well is so important. If it's a case of a very familiar story for the Blues, 1-0 up thanks to that man Cole Palmer. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Steve Sidwell watched this one with me, and it is familiar once again. It's Cole Palmer not scoring just any old goal, Steve. Another stunning strike.
Super. We was off our chairs, wasn't we, Jimmy, up there in the studio watching. They work it really well, Chelsea, and Fulham started really bright, really sort of consolidated the pitch. It's just you give this man any time and space, he's going to wriggle out of it, and it's just 1, 2, 3, and it's effortless. And the way he just slots it in the bottom corner, Jimmy, is such a good finish.
Look, he knows what he's doing. He's getting the ball here on a half turn. He goes past Lukic, but then the finish, it goes through Diop's legs, but he wants to play it through Diop's legs. He just passes it through Diop's legs because he knows in that corner, there is where I'm going to be able to score if I just pass it in. And then it becomes too late for the goalkeeper. Then it's already, Leno can't do nothing about it. This is just well calculated, you know.
Stop trying to talk. Let's get on this stat first of all.
I was going to say, stop trying to talk, because you're a little bit disappointed. I know you've got your Chelsea notebook today, but take a look at this stat.
The
so
boy
look at this, the most goals in a calendar year for Chelsea.
Yes.
You were joint coming in today, but you must have arrived here at Stamford Bridge thinking if he doesn't overtake it today, he's going to at some point. Cole Palmer with 25 goals.
I'm an old man. This has been.
Don't put yourself down.
This has been standing for a long, long time. It's time now that it is gone, and there is no better player than Palmer to do that.
Well, a special player, I think you'll agree. Overtaking another special player. Steve, stop calling yourself an old man, Jimmy. We still remember how you used to grace this pitch. That's making me feel old now. I didn't realise it was that long ago. Anyway, Steve, let's take a look at just how Chelsea got that goal, because we can talk about Fulham being impressive beforehand, but as you were watching it, you were saying that they were giving him too much space.
That's it. I mean, Everton nullified him in the last game, and he didn't really have any impact in the game. When he gets time and space, he can open up anything. He's so creative. But it was about the positions that he finds himself in between the lines, like little pockets like this. You know, people might think, well, there's Fulham players around him. You can't give him 1 or 2 yards because he'll just open up, he'll find a pass, he'll create things. Even now, the 2 midfield players, too wide for Fulham. They need to narrow up, really narrow up. And like I said there, you give him 1 or 2 yards of space, he will then just find something and put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, these are the moments that he's waiting for. And these are the moments that Chelsea is going to look to find him. Fulham can't give him these kind of moments. Pereira, I know that is not really his strength in the defensive side of it, but today you're playing against Chelsea, at Chelsea, you need to add some more to your game, and you need to, if you want to win this game, you need to really stop these kind of players.
Before the goal, Fulham had been kind of containing Chelsea reasonably well, despite giving Palmer that space, and they actually had a really good chance, courtesy of Bassi. Do you feel like he should have done a little bit better here?
Well, he does everything really well. He gets the ball really in his own half, but then he's really positive and he's running at the centre half. Centre half think that he's going to pass it, but he gets through that, and it's actually a very good shot, and it's a really good save.
The positive thing about this break, Kelly, is look how many Fulham players are in the box. There's 6 players there that are in the box. Probably one of the first times in that first half that they probably really broke with a bit of freedom. The shackles are off to really try and take it to Chelsea. So they need to do much more. That be brave on the voice. Easy to say that, but you need to be brave, like there was at Liverpool away.
Yeah, it's really set up nicely for the second half here at Stamford Bridge.